Now, tell us, take a step back, why is research important? So the NIH is the largest funder of biomedical research in the world by far.
Yeah.
So why do we need research?
Well, if you want to enhance real evidence and the knowledge base for how health happens, how disease can occur, and what to do about it, you've got to have the right research base to do that. Some of that is really basic science, just trying to understand the nature of how life works, and in this case we're talking about today, how the brain works. And some of it is more applied. Okay, I've got an idea that somebody with a stroke might benefit with this intervention. You talked about helping people learn to speak again because they can sing before they can actually speak. That's a huge advance for people who are able now to communicate again. But you don't really know whether it's working until you design something that's a research study, and it's done rigorously. One of the things that NIH has now put together to try to assist that is called a Toolkit. And basically, it's reaching out to researchers who have studied music, but maybe not quite in this way, to say, if you want to demonstrate that a particular intervention really is having benefit, maybe for a child with autism, maybe for an adult with chronic pain, then you need to design the research study with all the appropriate controls and the appropriate measurements so that when you get done with the study, you can say definitively that worked, or oftentimes that didn't work, but then you know not to approach that way again. In the past, I think a lot of what's been done with music interventions for human medical conditions hasn't had that same level of rigor. And what I think we also really need to see is to have this kind of intervention seen as so beneficial that it would actually be paid for by organizations like Medicare and third-party insurance, because otherwise it's really hard. You like that?
So currently we have 12 states that offer licensure to music therapists, and creative arts therapies have, we have also visual arts, we have of course dance therapy, and I'm so grateful that the NIH is beginning to look at dance as well, because dance, movement and music go together. You know, for many of us, and improve health in so many different ways. So I think that increasing the licensure across the country would be helpful. California, for instance, has $1 billion a year spent that's actually earmarked for arts education in schools. Guess what? Because arts education has been shrinking for a long time, there are no teachers. There are not near, they need 15,000 arts teachers right now in the state of California, and they simply do not seem to exist. So we have to create the pipeline again, especially as science begins to, exactly, we need arts education in schools. I mean, it helps with so many things.
Yeah.
I mean, just to offer a sense of identity to young people, to give them confidence in how they can perform and be involved. Actually, all of these kind of, we call them extracurricular, but in fact, they are also part of building the whole human being. And when you think of the mental health crisis in teens, which is worldwide right now, this is something that can contribute. Even Bessel van der Kolk's book on The Body Keeping the Score uses theater. He said theater saved his son's life. So anyway, I had to push that button. But I also think the creative arts therapists, alongside arts educators in schools, could be really useful. Yeah. Morale for teachers, but also pro-social behavior, information for young people. I mean, there's so many benefits.